The Republican Party has long championed the ideology of low taxes, making it a central tenet of their political platform. This commitment to reducing taxes is seen as a way to stimulate economic growth and encourage investment. This stance has attracted a diverse coalition of supporters, united by their desire for lower taxes. From small business owners to middle-class families, many believe that lower taxes will lead to greater financial freedom and opportunities. Among them are wealthy individuals and corporations who stand to gain financially from reduced tax burdens. These groups often argue that lower taxes allow them to reinvest in their businesses, create jobs, and drive innovation. However, the Republican base extends beyond these affluent circles, encompassing groups like white supremacists, gun enthusiasts, anti-abortion advocates, and religious fundamentalists. Each of these groups has its own reasons for supporting the party's tax policies. These groups, often with disparate interests, find common ground in their support for anti-tax policies. For many, the promise of lower taxes aligns with their broader ideological beliefs about limited government and personal freedom. In return for their allegiance, Republicans cater to their specific concerns, creating a powerful and enduring political alliance. This coalition building has been a key strategy for maintaining political power and influence. This unwavering commitment to tax cuts has shaped Republican economic policy for decades, often at the expense of social programs and public investments. Critics argue that this focus on tax reduction undermines the social safety net. Critics argue that this approach exacerbates income inequality and undermines the government's ability to address critical societal needs. They point to the growing disparity between the wealthy and the poor as a significant concern. They point to the widening gap between the rich and the poor as evidence of the failings of trickle-down economics. The theory that tax cuts for the wealthy will stimulate economic growth that benefits everyone. This theory has been a cornerstone of Republican economic thought for decades. Despite these criticisms, the Republican Party remains steadfast in its belief that lower taxes are the key to prosperity, even if it means cutting essential services or increasing the national debt. They argue that a leaner government is more efficient and effective. This deep-seated ideological commitment continues to drive their policy decisions, shaping the economic landscape of the United States. The debate over tax policy remains a central issue in American politics, reflecting broader ideological divides. Donald Trump's presidency marked a pivotal moment in the Republican Party's pursuit of tax cuts, a long-standing goal that had been central to their economic agenda for decades. His signature legislative achievement, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, delivered on his campaign promise to slash taxes, primarily benefiting corporations and high-income earners. This sweeping reform was hailed by supporters as a necessary step to invigorate the American economy. The law's proponents argued that these cuts would unleash economic growth, leading to higher wages and increased investment. They believed that reducing the tax burden on businesses would encourage expansion and job creation, ultimately benefiting all Americans. However, critics countered that the benefits would primarily flow to the already wealthy, exacerbating income inequality and doing little to boost the economy. They argued that the tax cuts would lead to a significant increase in the national deficit, putting future economic stability at risk. The centerpiece of the 2017 tax law was a dramatic reduction in the corporate tax rate from 35% to 21%. This substantial cut was intended to make American businesses more competitive on the global stage. This move, touted as a way to make American businesses more competitive globally, was met with mixed reactions. While some praised it as a bold step towards economic revitalization, others were skeptical about its long-term benefits. While corporations celebrated the windfall, critics questioned whether it would lead to the promised investments and job creation. They pointed out that similar tax cuts in the past had not always resulted in the expected economic benefits. Some argued that companies would use the extra cash for stock buybacks and executive bonuses, further enriching shareholders and executives while doing little to benefit workers. This concern was supported by data showing a significant increase in stock buybacks following the tax cuts. In addition to corporate tax cuts, The law also provided significant tax breaks for individuals, particularly those in higher income brackets. These changes were framed as a way to stimulate consumer spending and drive economic growth. These cuts, framed as a way to put more money back in the pockets of hardworking Americans, drew sharp criticism for disproportionately benefiting the wealthy. Critics argued that the middle and lower income families saw only modest benefits compared to the substantial gains for the rich. Opponents argued that the cuts would do little to stimulate the economy and would primarily serve to widen the gap between the rich and the poor. They warned that the long-term effects could include greater economic disparity and social unrest. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, has emerged as a prominent figure in the tech industry, known for his ambitious goals and groundbreaking innovations. His ventures have not only revolutionized electric vehicles and space travel, but have also set new standards in various other sectors, an unconventional leadership style. While often lauded for his innovation and entrepreneurial spirit, Musk has also drawn scrutiny for his aggressive cost-cutting measures, which have been a hallmark of his management approach. These measures, some argue, reflect a broader ideological shift towards fiscal austerity, reminiscent of the economic policies championed by former President Donald Trump. Musk's approach to business is characterized by a relentless focus on efficiency and a willingness to make drastic cuts to reduce expenses, often at the expense of employee welfare. This philosophy is evident in his management of Tesla, where he has overseen multiple rounds of layoffs and implemented strict cost controls in an effort to achieve profitability. These actions have been both praised and criticized in equal measure. These actions, while presented as necessary steps to ensure the company's long-term viability, have raised concerns about worker exploitation and the potential for compromised quality. The human cost of such measures is often a point of contention. Critics argue that Musk's cost-cutting obsession is driven more by ideology than by practical necessity, pointing to the broader implications for the tech industry. They point to his vast personal wealth and the billions of dollars in government subsidies received by his companies as evidence that his focus on austerity is misplaced. This juxtaposition raises questions about the true motivations behind his fiscal policies. They contend that his actions are symptomatic of a broader trend among tech CEOs who prioritize profits over people, often at the expense of their employees and the communities they operate in. This trend has sparked debates about the ethical responsibilities of modern corporations. As we delve into the impact of budget cuts, it's clear that America's intellectual edge is being eroded. The reduction in funding for research and education is not just a financial issue, it's a matter of national importance. Imagine a world where groundbreaking discoveries are delayed or even lost, simply because there wasn't enough money to support the research. This is the reality we face if we continue down this path. It's crucial to understand that investing in education and research is investing in our future. Without adequate funding, we risk falling behind on the global stage. So what can be done to reverse this trend? It starts with recognizing the value of knowledge and committing to support it, even in challenging economic times. Only then can we hope to reclaim and maintain America's position as a leader in innovation and intellectual achievement. While America faces numerous challenges, it's crucial to observe how other nations are navigating their own paths. In stark contrast to America's decline, several countries are thriving and adapting to the rapidly changing global landscape. These nations offer valuable lessons in resilience, innovation, and strategic foresight. As America's influence wanes on the global stage, China is emerging as a formidable power. This shift is not just a matter of economic prowess, but also of strategic ambition and technological advancement. The rise of China presents both opportunities and challenges, reshaping international relations and global power dynamics. Short-sighted policies often lead to long-term consequences that can be detrimental to a nation's future. Whether it's neglecting infrastructure, underfunding education, or ignoring environmental concerns, the impact of these decisions can reverberate for generations. It's a stark reminder of the importance of thoughtful, forward-thinking governance. Balancing fiscal conservatism with societal well-being is a delicate act. On one hand, there's the need for prudent financial management to ensure economic stability. On the other, there's the imperative to invest in social programs that enhance quality of life. Finding this balance is key to fostering a prosperous and equitable society.